back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. Heart to heart, stop making your relationship your identity. A lot of us get into relationships and we begin to lose ourselves, what we like, our passions, our goals in life. We start to let go of the things that we want to succeed in life in order to sustain the relationship. That is not good, especially as just boyfriend, girlfriend, or talking phase or whatever. If you're not a spouse yet, you shouldn't be making such drastic changes to your life. But even once you are a spouse, you making a drastic change where you get off course of your purpose in order to save that marriage is not good. Because what happens if the marriage falls apart? What happens if one of you pass away? Or what happens if you wake up one day and you just realize, I sacrificed, I gave up everything that I wanted in order to be in this marriage, and now my spouse has everything that they want, and I feel like I'm being overlooked now. A lot of times that happens, especially for women, because we're so empathetic, we will put ourselves in our husband's shoes and say, well, if this makes him happy, or I do want to do this, but I'd rather do what he wants to do. Or we'll start to make these excuses in order to make the home stable, make sure that we're putting ourselves in position to still show up as the wife that he's proud of. Now, I'm not saying every woman, because of course we have our women that are a total opposite and the husband is doing that for the wife. But I'm just saying, I'm a woman. I've seen a lot of marriages where the woman does this, so I'm only speaking from the woman's side. But I'm not saying that this does not happen for men too. So men, please don't get mad. I'm not saying that you guys don't do this too. I'm sure you do. People are just people. But my point is, you can sacrifice, you can make changes for things that are going to benefit the relationship, benefit the marriage, and for the health of the marriage or the relationship, of course. If you like going out all the time, you like to do whatever you want to do without giving people any answers, you want to spend all your money, you want to do non-productive things for hours instead of spending time building that relationship, building that marriage, putting it to the home, putting it to your spouse, putting it to your significant other, then yes, that's damaging. But if you are saying, you know what, I have a goal, like let's say you're working on a company, or you are a part of a church and you have things going on there, or you're in school, or you want to finish school, go back to school, you have children that you need to raise. Those are things that are non-compromisable. You should not be compromised on that. Oh, well, I want to spend more time with my significant other or my spouse, so let me stop going to school for a while. Let me put it on the back burner. Let me neglect my children to a degree so that I can be more available for my boyfriend or girlfriend. Those are things that are very detrimental to the health of the other important things, your other obligations in life. And that's where you can grow bitterness. And not just that, but you'll have people bitter towards you, or people dislike you, lose your relationships with your friends and family because you're detaching from them in order to make, especially a boyfriend or a girlfriend, somebody who's not promising. Nobody's promising. Even your spouse is not promised to stay in your life. But out of all the relationships, a situationship or a relationship or a talking phase, those are definitely no's. Like, you should not be 100% banking on that person being in your life. If they're not making the next steps to be your husband or your wife, don't be making so many sacrifices. Granted, there are things you need to do in order to sustain that relationship. And if you do want to make it to marriage, there are things you need to put in and that you need to be willing to give, and that you need to be doing in order to build and work your way towards marriage. I've known people personally who had stopped going to school for a boyfriend. Granted, they're still together, but the boyfriend never married them, and marriage is what they wanted. And one of the people, they're not even with that person anymore. I've seen people just give up so much of their purpose, their life, their path for somebody else just because they're living in this scanty mindset that they're never going to find somebody better. The person who's for you, come a little closer. The person who is for you is going to support you and help you to get through everything that you're trying to get through in life. as well as bring you closer to God. Now, if you're with somebody who's like, you're into church, but they're like, I don't want to go to church. I don't mind you going to church, but I don't want to go to church. They're not the one. If you're with somebody who's like, you both met in church, or you both met and you both were going to church, and then they decided, I'm just tired of this. I want to go back to partying. I want to do what I want to do. I don't want to live this way no more. And then they just give up. And then even if you try to help them to get back on path and try to work with them and be patient to see if they would get back on path and start going back to church and get in a relationship with God and stuff again, and they're refusing, they're not the one. If they're the kind of person that gets jealous of you, male or female, they get jealous of your success in life. They don't want you working at this job because you make more than they do. Or they don't want you going to school trying to better yourself because there's a chance that you may think that you don't need me no more. So I don't want you doing that because you may leave me. If they are telling you they don't want you wearing makeup when in the beginning you guys met and they love when you wear makeup, but now they realize you as their girlfriend or as their wife are getting attention, even if you're not feeding into it, they don't like it. So now they want you to change that. Or if your woman is telling you that they don't want you going to the gym because you're trying to get nice looking and all the women are going to be looking at you, they're not the ones. You should not feel like you're living in a prison to be with somebody. You should not feel like that no matter what you do, you have to go to them for permission to do it, and your decisions aren't good enough because to them you're being disrespectful, or you're trying to find somebody else, or they're just giving you all the 9 degree when you're just like, I simply just want to be better for me. I want to be healthier for me. I want to get closer to God for me. But they're like, no, you're just trying to do this because it's somebody else, and they're just so insecure. They're not the one. Get it through your head. Those are dangerous people to be with anyway, because you don't know what's going on in their mind. They're constantly thinking the worst. They constantly have to have their thumbs on you, everything. To the point they're going through your phones. They're monitoring you like you're a child. It's just too much. They're not the one. So stop making your identity that relationship, because those are typical situations that do come about. And if you are making that relationship your identity, you're identifying as you in that relationship, not you as an individual, then you will remain stuck in that. And you will never get to your full purpose. That's why he said, how can two walk together unless they agree? Don't be unequally yoked with anybody. That means if they're not going in the same direction, if they don't have the same vision as you do, and not saying anything on this worldly level, but if their spiritual walk is not in alignment with yours, they're not the one you should be investing in. If they don't see family the same, if their definition of love is not similar or in the same field as your definition of love, they're not the ones. I'm telling you, because you cannot change folks. A lot of us, we think that we can. We will marry a man who is a deadbeat dad to his other children and expect him to be a great dad to ours. Okay, you're married to me, but now I'm a single mom inside of my marriage. But you already knew this about him, but you thought you can change him. The only difference is now you're stuck with him. The other women, fortunately, was able to get away. Or there's a lot of people who feel like it's okay to be manipulated and controlled their entire lives because they have no identity of their own. So whatever their spouse or their boyfriend or girlfriend wants, they'll do it. Stop making that relationship your idol. You're diverting all of your energy from God and from yourself to just give to this person who's not guaranteed to be there and who's not guaranteed to love you truly. Sometimes people just love the benefit of you. They don't love you. As soon as somebody else comes along, or their dream person comes along, or their more attractive person, or a person got more money comes along, they out the door anyway. And here you are broken and shattered and don't know how to put yourself back together because you wasted all these years investing all of you into a relationship. I'm not saying be selfish, but I'm saying be selfish. On some things, you have to be. Even if it's in a marriage, some things you have to stand on. Your faith, you have to stand on. Taking care of your kids, you have to stand on. Don't get married to no woman who don't want you to have a relationship with your other children, who get an attitude because you got to talk to the other baby mamas. Don't be marrying nobody like that. that's not healthy, and you trying to make the marriage work or make the relationship work, and I'm not gonna talk to my child's mother because I don't want to lose her. I don't want to bring my kids around because she don't really like kids and she don't feel comfortable with me having my other kids. Y'all sound crazy. Let it go. The right person for you is not going to take you through all that. They're going to be understanding, and they're going to be your helpmate. Especially wives. Wives are supposed to be helpmates. Your husband is supposed to be your provider and your protector. And if they're not doing that, they want to control you and put you on a chain and lock you up in their home, then you need to let it go. Stop making that relationship your identity. You are more than that. Don't lose yourself. Still have your friends. Be respectful. There's some things, like I said, you have to change and improve on. You can't be out here spending the night at man's house and you're a woman just because that's your best friend. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship. It's disrespectful. You can't be out here spending money on other people and doing things you know is disrespectful. But you should still sustain your life. If you like working out, go work out. You like going to church 5 days a week, go to church 5 days a week. Stop saying I can't do this because I don't want to lose time with him, or I don't want to lose time with her. I don't want them to want to leave me. Well, if they want to leave, they just wasn't for you anyway. But that's just my thoughts on it. So much more to say, of course, but I don't want to make the video too long. But please stop changing your identity in order to mold into your relationships. And that can be friendships too. You're changing who you are. You're changing your focus and your vision for your friends, just to have friends in your life, just to have a relationship with your family, just relationships across the board. Stop doing it. Because you are going to have to answer to God one day for the life that you chose to live. If God asked you, I gave you 75 years, and you're like, oh, well, I just did what everybody else wanted me to do because I wanted love. And I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know myself. I stayed in unhealthy relationships. I dealt with things I shouldn't have and that you was trying to call me out of, but I didn't want to leave it because my relationship was my happiness. Please do better. I love all y'all. I'm speaking from a place of where I used to be. I used to be that very person that I just explained, and it got me nowhere. And every time a person walk away, I had attachment issues, and that came from me just being codependent on my relationships. And it broke me, and I just felt devastated, and I was feel so lost and so empty. And I didn't know how to get back on my own feet. And I don't want that to happen to you. But y'all let me know what you think. Drop your comments in the comment box below. Or you can send me an email. We can keep the conversation going there. You can leave me a new topic idea. Leave me a testimony if you want to just share with me. Or I'll share it with our family if you would like. I will not share any of your personal information. Let's keep the conversation going. Leave your comments. Leave your experiences, whatever it is. And we will talk next time. Bye.